is a version of you that has been holding on for so long, you've forgotten what it feels like to not be tired. Not physically tired, something deeper than that. The kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. The kind that's still there when you wake up, before the day even starts. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Here is what no one tells you about that feeling. It isn't weakness. It isn't failure. It isn't a sign that something is wrong with you. It is evidence of how much you have already carried. The hardest version of this, whatever this is for you right now, you have already survived it. Not the version you're imagining in the future. Not the worst case scenario your mind keeps building at 2 a.m. The hardest version, the one that was supposed to break you. You're still here. I want you to think about something. There was a moment, maybe a year ago, maybe 5, when you were carrying something you genuinely didn't know if you could carry. A loss, a decision, a version of yourself you had to let go of before you were ready. And in that moment, part of you believed you wouldn't make it through. But here you are, not unaffected, not unchanged, but here. And somehow, in the middle of everything you're facing right now, you forgot that. You forgot that you have a history of surviving things you thought would end you. What I want to show you in the next few minutes isn't a strategy. It isn't a list of things to do differently. It's something quieter than that. I want to show you the exact pattern your mind uses to convince you that this time is different. That this time you won't make it. Because once you see that pattern, really see it loses most of its power. And the weight you've been carrying starts to feel like something you chose instead of something that chose you. It starts with a very specific lie. Not a dramatic one, a quiet one. The kind you tell yourself so many times, it stops sounding like a lie and starts sounding like the truth. The lie sounds like this: I've never dealt with anything like this before. And the mind believes it because the mind is always living in the present moment of the crisis. It doesn't go back. It doesn't remind you of the other times, the other versions of impossible that you walked through anyway. It just narrows. Everything contracts to this moment, this problem, this feeling. And in that contracted space, you look around and you see no evidence that you are capable of surviving this. Because the evidence is behind you. And the mind, when it's afraid, doesn't look back. Think about who you were 3 years ago, the things that kept you awake then, the decisions that felt impossible, the version of the future you were afraid of. Most of those things happened. Some of them were as bad as you feared. A few were worse. And yet, here you are, reading this, breathing, continuing. Not because it was easy, not because you figured everything out, but because something in you kept moving, even when moving felt like the hardest thing in the world. That something is still in you. We have a distorted idea of what it means to survive something. We think it means coming out the other side, unchanged, untouched, stronger in an obvious way, like the story looks good when you tell it later. But that's not what survival actually looks like. Survival looks like continuing on a day when you had every reason not to. Survival looks like making one small decision in the direction of your own life, when everything in you wanted to give up. Survival looks like the version of you that got out of bed, even though nothing felt worth getting out of bed for. That's not weakness. That's one of the hardest things a person can do. And here's what's important to understand. The version of you that made it through those moments didn't have more certainty than you have now, didn't have more answers, didn't feel more ready. They were just as uncertain as you are, just as tired, just as unsure of what came next. The only difference is that they kept going anyway. And you are that person. You have been that person more times than you've given yourself credit for. The mind keeps score of the times you struggled. It almost never keeps score of the times you made it. So let me ask you something. What if you started keeping that score? Not as a way to minimize what you're going through now, but as evidence. Evidence that you are someone who has a history of continuing. Evidence that the pattern of your life, when you look at it honestly, is not a pattern of breaking. It's a pattern of bending, and then slowly straightening again. The shift isn't about becoming someone who doesn't struggle. That person doesn't exist. The shift is about becoming someone who no longer needs the struggle to be over before they decide to keep living. There is a version of you that is waiting for things to get easier before they allow themselves to rest, before they allow themselves to feel something other than braced, before they decide they're allowed to be okay. But the ease doesn't come first. It never does. The decision comes first. The decision to stop treating your own life like something you'll fully inhabit once the hard part is over. Because here is the truth that took most people far too long to understand. The hard part is not a phase you're passing through. It's part of the texture of a life that is actually being lived. The people who seem to carry it lightly aren't carrying less. They've just stopped fighting the weight. They've learned to move with it instead of waiting for it to disappear. And that's available to you. Not later, not when things get easier. Now, in the middle of this, with everything still unresolved. You have already survived the hardest version of this, not because it's over, but because you're still here, still moving, still choosing, even when choosing feels like the hardest thing in the world. That's not nothing. That's everything. I want to leave you with one question, not something to answer out loud. Just something to sit with. What is the one thing you survived that you've never fully given yourself credit for? The moment you made it through, that no one else saw, that no one else knows about. Leave it in the comments.